This YCN segment is brought to you by New London Hospital, an affiliate of Dartmouth Hitchcock.
Welcome in, YCN Sports Talk. Jeremy Stout, and this week joining me in studio is Brett Franklin of 94 ESPN Radio. Brett, thank you very much for joining us again.
Thanks for having me, Jeremy. Great to be here.
As always, and you can always catch Brett's show 12 to 1 on the airwaves 94.5, 94.3, and 945ESPN.com, and then replays at midnight here on this station. And Brett, obviously we talk once a week on your show. I'm on every Tuesday, and we're talking Red Sox. We're right in the midst of their worst losing streak of the season right now. Tied for the worst. It's good. It's a good life as a Red Sox fan. But yeah, 3-game losing streak. 1 to Tampa Bay to close that series, and then obviously 2 against the Indians. Potential playoff preview. They've struggled right now with this Cleveland Indians team. How concerned are you right now?
Well, you know, I think you look at the series here, and I think there's a little concern. But, you know, again, the offense has kind of been on a slump here these past few days. And I think the offense will eventually turn around. They've just been so good.
Right.
But, you know, let's give the Indians credit. They're playing some of their better baseball right now. They're getting guys back healthy. And they didn't have a great start to the season to begin this year. And, again, getting guys back at the right time. And, of course, they've got Terry Francona at the helm. So, you know, again, yeah, it's kind of unusual. Again, we've been spoiled all year because the Red Sox have played so well. And, again, first 3-game losing skid since late April, early May. But yeah, there's a little bit of some nerve-wracking, if you will. Lead now down to 8 games. The Yankees have won 4 in a row, and they play the Marlins again tonight, so chalk that up as a win. But if you're a Red Sox fan, I think you're okay. The real thing is if the Yankees cut this lead down to 5, if we're at Labor Day. I don't think it'll get to that point, but that's something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, and there's still games that the Red Sox and Yankees have to play. There's 6 games left, including the final 3 games of the season, which I've said, and I still believe that those games won't matter. But now it is kind of that situation where you're not quite holding your breath, but maybe it's in the back of your mind. And also, the big news, finding out Saturday that Chris Sale back on the DL. That's, I think, what concerns me the most. It's not that this team is not going to win the division. It's not that this team is not going to do the right things. But the fact that you've treated Chris Sale with basically kid gloves all season, rightfully so, and he still gets back on the DL, seems like it's cause for concern. Not that they've mismanaged, not anybody's fault, but I'm a little worried. How much are you?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of a cause for concern. In a sense, I mean, obviously there's concern. Second time on the DL, that's gonna raise some eyebrows. But I think I told you on the radio. I mean, the fact that he came back after that first DL stint, and yeah, it was against Baltimore, but still pitched very well. Didn't really show any signs of that shoulder being a problem that we saw on TV. Obviously, we don't get to see the whole picture, especially once you get into the locker room. And then after such a good return start, and then to go back onto the DL, I think that was a little surprising for a lot of fans. But it's interesting, you know, in talking with Bill Murphy, who's our ESPN Upper Valley insider, our 94 ESPN, covers the Red Sox. He's down at Fenway Park. You know, it's almost looking like the same situation with David Price, right? Got hurt before September, and it took him a while to kind of get him back into the flow of things. Ended up coming out of the bullpen. Does that become an avenue where they need to go that route? I don't know, but it is a little bit of a concern. But in the short term, Rick Porcello and David Price should be able, and Nathan Eovaldi, I know he didn't pitch. He pitched okay last night, didn't pitch terrible. But those 3 guys should be enough to get you through into October and into the playoffs.
Right. I mean, obviously they got a lot of talent. They have the offense, and we know that this slump isn't going to last. They're just almost clicking. It's one of those things where you see it's not like they're getting completely shut out. I mean, Monday night they hit Kluber well, just didn't get any runs. Last night they had their opportunities. So it's not like they're that far off. It's almost like just a little bit, and they'll be fine.
Yeah, the offense is going on a slump. I don't think there's any question about that. And again, it's been so good this summer. When they do have a little bit of a slump, then obviously it grows just because they've just been so good for so long. But I think tonight, here as we tape this on a Wednesday, Game 3 of this series, I think it's important. You know, Indians, if they sweep, then okay, maybe the alert comes a little bit more here. But if you can earn a split here, you'll take that. And we saw that even from the outset.
And quickly, before we get to the break, playoffs obviously a ways away, but now they just want to make sure everybody's healthy. Devers on the DL, Kinsler back. what does the postseason infield look like? Obviously, the outfield's going to be set. Catcher, you're fine. Pitching staff, whatever. The infield, what does that look like for the postseason?
Well, I think it's got to be Kinsler, right, at second base. I mean, that's why they brought him in, kind of that veteran leadership. And he has the potential of having that pop in the bat, which another bat in this offensive lineup, you'll take it. Third base, Devers, I mean, continually flip-flopping on the DL.
If he's healthy, though, he's the starter.
If he's healthy, he's the starter.
Okay, right. I mean, Nunez has played well at third base, not quite so much at second, but, right, if Devers is healthy, he's got to be that third baseman. So we'll see what happens. A lot of time to get them healthy, but that's your biggest concern now, obviously wrapping up the division and keeping everyone healthy. So we'll be talking about that in the next few weeks. We'll also be talking some Patriots when we come back, talk about that preseason game, and how ready are they for the regular season. You're watching YCN Sports Talk.